Hey everyone, just doing a quick video to show off what you get if you order the Flymore package refurbished from DJI. I got mine from eBay, and so just going through that, show the contents of that, some accessories, and then the first flight that I did and talk about that in my experience. It's 2019. Does it still hold ground? Is it worth it? All that stuff. So hope you enjoy. Okay, gonna go over real quick the Flymore combo for the refurbished on eBay, or the refurbished in general. Should come in the same stuff that you get the Flymore combo that's not refurbished. So you actually get 4 spare props. I thought this was 2. If I can get it out with one hand. There's actually 2 in there, reverse side. So I was actually surprised that DJI would give you a full set of spare props. Nice. Your power brick just has the figure 8 connector, and then 2 USB chargers right here. So you can do your controller while charging, and that plugs in for USB. So you can do for the Flymore, they can do the batteries. I was surprised for how thin and small this is. Super lightweight. I mean, so you'd think a big piece of crap, cheap, but it's nice. I haven't used it. I bought a third-party one that I'll show you in a minute, and then you get your 2 batteries. I think you can probably around 12-minute flight time. I can't see right here, 1480 or something for your milliamps. You guys, there's enough videos out there you can probably see. I can't focus. Oh well. So there. I don't know why that was set to wide. There you go. You can look at the battery. So 2 of those come. You get the controller with the Flymore combo. Highly recommend. One of the main reasons to get it, and an extra battery. USB cable for plugging in your Spark into your computer, so you can do firmware and stuff like that. The Spark, it comes with a battery installed. I just had 2 sitting out. So there's the Spark itself, and then you get 4 prop guards. Definitely if you're flying inside, or if you're new to flying and stuff, would recommend these just to stay safe. The Spark itself and the battery comes in the styrofoam case, just like if you order just the Spark and you need to have a controller, it comes in this. So it's nice if you don't think you're going to take the controller with you. I like still that they send this as an option, so you can just throw your Spark and battery in there and stuff and go fly. It does close pretty tight. It is a nice, just light, firm, like a thick, high density foam. So a Spark, a battery, and then your prop. Your extra props will be right there, and that's it. You're ready to go fly. Just throw those in, close that, take it with you. Really durable, so I wouldn't even mind tossing that back. Flymore puck combo, you get the bag. I'm not using this, but it looks like it'll do everything. It has a front pouch right here. It's pretty thin, and that's where you'd put your, like, the charging bay. And then you unzip this. A little mesh zip pocket right here at the top. It's not a zipper, just a mesh pocket. And then that's where the power was in those 2 little sockets. Your Spark would go back here, and this is where they had the I can't remember. Yeah, the controller came in this bag, so they did have stuff in the package. So the controller would be right here, and then you'd have your Spark in there. And I'd probably put the batteries there. I wouldn't have the power cables. I'd probably shove those into this zipper part and keep your batteries and stuff in there. Just what I would do. This is actually what I purchased for a bag and carrying case, just for size comparison. That's the one they give you, or you get when you purchase the Flymore. Let's say they give it to you. So it is bigger. It is taller. This is a hard shell. This is soft. This is a hard shell. And then also a comparison for if you just bought that. And then the profile of those 2. So what you get with this, you don't get the batteries, but it's very thick foam cutout. so your spark and everything can fit in there. So has the flat area right there, so that's the side that your gimbal is going to go on. The rounded side is going to match, it'll match the shape of the spark, so flat side. Just rotate all your props so you don't snap those off. It goes in there nice and tight. The controller has a spot, so you don't have to take, I don't even know if these are removable, but I haven't watched videos to even know. But that fits in there nice, so you can just pinch and grab your controller up like that. And then extra spots for your extra batteries. So 4, you can carry 5 batteries with that. This is for the charging that they give you. So because of that, sorry about the camera work. However you want to store this in there, that just slides in there. And I think I shoved my power here and here, even though I don't plan on taking this, but that'll fit that real nice. And then the other piece of power will go over there. No real spot for your extra props. No, sorry. I guess up here, since you have this mesh bag, that's where I put my extra props. I actually have my prop guards up there, and then the other stuff that I got on top of this. So here's the charger I got. Pretty simple. I can't remember if this was like $40 or what, but just a figure 8 plug here, non-grounded plug, and then it's got 4 different charging, and this just snaps off, and then you'll slide that, sorry about dirty hands too, you'll slide that into the spark battery. And so just have 4 going at a time. These will turn on, be red, and then they'll go green. You'll see your battery charging as it goes as well, and they'll go green once it's charged. I'll charge all 4 at the same time. It doesn't do daisy chain one time, simultaneous charge. And then you have 2 USB ports, so you can do your phone and the controller or something. The controller took actually longer to charge than 4 batteries, and these take about 45-55 minutes to charge for a battery. I didn't time how long it took the controller. Also, so here's a cover for SD card. The Spark does not come with an SD card or onboard storage, so just remember that. Get a class 10 SD card, 64 gigs probably, so you don't have to worry about anything. The other package, this came with the charger, a little LiPo-safe thing. So it does fit 1 battery really tight. I would invest in a larger LiPo bag, so in case a fire would occur or something, it's contained and you're not burning down your house or anything. So stay safe when you're charging batteries, even if they have protection. You know, they're smart batteries, smart chargers. Things can still happen with those. So just be smart, be safe, get a LiPo bag. I got a kit of just accessories, and it came with a gimbal cover. I would suggest one of these. For the case I have, I don't really need it, but if I wasn't putting it in that case, since it's not protected, if you were to put it in the other carry-on bag, this would be fine. But the other one, your gimbal's still going to sit there and rock, so it just goes in and kind of snug. It doesn't really click, even though it has a thing like that, but it does stay on it really well. There was another piece somewhere. Oh, it's right here. It's kind of the same concept, but doesn't really fully protect it. It leaves a lens. This has the cover, so I would just always use this. I think I got all this in a kit. I don't know, $8 or $16, but it gives a leg extension, so it's not so close to the ground. I haven't used those yet, but I plan on it. Unfortunately, you'd have to take these off and on every time to put it in a case, but that way you don't have to worry about the gimbal hitting the ground. And then the parabolic dish that would slide over the controller. I haven't used this either because I haven't needed to, but it was cheaper to get this with all this other stuff than to get them separate. These alone are $8 or $9, and then I really wanted something for the gimbal cover, so the rest of these were just kind of a bonus. So things to think about. If you're really wanting range, you're going to need the controller anyways, and it'll give you more power. I don't know if the brand matters or anything. They all seem to be about the same. So just something to keep in mind, but definitely recommend getting a gimbal cover. And then lastly, I got on the OTG cable, on the Go cable, to not go Wi-Fi to the controller, to hopefully make a better connection and increase my range, because I do want to go just a little bit further out here in the country. I know the latest version of the app, they killed support for this, so I think like 4.116 or something. There's a certain version of the app I have to hopefully use this. I haven't tested it out, but I do plan on using that hopefully. So another thing, keep in mind, it does need to be a special cable if you want to use that to the controller from your phone. But there are some caveats as far as like app versions and stuff. All right, so you can see the problem. I have Galaxy S10, and so because of the no bezels and stuff, this isn't focused very well. But these, set this down, this covers up things I'm supposed to be doing. And so you try clicking up here to exit out stuff, you kind of can't. I can switch apps, kind of try to swipe from the corner, but now trying to navigate things over here, it's okay. But trying to navigate things here is just terrible because these cover. So things to keep in mind. I'm going to get a clip that kind of goes around here, and I'll put my phone up here. But that's my biggest issue with the controller right now. Alright, so the first time that I flew the Spark for the main flight, just kind of went from the app. I didn't do any updates or anything, and just wanted to see if a person tried to just plug us in. I didn't read any of the directions. I had seen reviews on this, a year and a half whenever this came out, and so just wanted to throw it up, and we'll see how it is. I've flown other drones. There's nothing this sophisticated. I had a Cheerson CX-20. It's the only GPS drone I've ever flown. And so going FPV through like the phone and stuff was really hard, and it's different. It's a different flying experience. I don't know how else to explain it. But I got up there, and the yaw just kind of kept going to the left. I hadn't done any calibration stuff, so I wanted to see what it would do. And it's fairly solid, but the yaw was going. So I went ahead and landed it again and started looking through menus. I didn't know anything about the menu, so trying to find what I was looking for. I was looking for some sort of calibration for the compass. Saw the IMU calibration, and that wanted you to take propellers off, and I didn't have anything level, since for the IMU, look that up, and it's you're gonna need a level service to calibrate that. I didn't have anything like that, and so I went on to look for the compass calibration, and I know from prior experiences like CX-20 and even some other reviews, you're gonna have to rotate the drone and stuff like that, and so that's what I'm looking for right now as it sits here. Yep, that's the barn cat, just trying to be friendly and say hi. Okay, so I finally find it, and trying to do the compass calibration with the cat right here bugging me, and I get so far, I rotate it, and then you have to flip it on its side and then do the rotation again. So I do that, and you watch the screen and it gives you indications that it's good, and go ahead and sit it down. Except when I did that, I got some sort of error about I don't think it was high electromagnetic interference, but something about magnetic interference, high magnetic interference, I believe is what it was telling me. And so after the second time doing that, I'm thinking, yeah, I think I might have power going under my sidewalk right here. So I went ahead, and we're gonna go take it out on the patio out here, and where I know there's no power, there's just plumbing coming out here. So we are good to do this, and we'll sit down and go through this again. And then at this point, doing those calibration, it was fine. Flip it over, do 1, maybe 2 rotations, and it's okay. So I was pretty impressed for how quick that went. CX-20 was not so easy. And then go ahead and take it off again. Let it sit there, see if it's, nope, pretty rock solid. go ahead and take it up higher so I can do test the precision landing. That it's supposed to go up and take more pictures, whatever it's doing with its camera, and we'll let it do that. And then testing out the gimbal, having that roller, really nice, seeing how smooth you can go really slow on it. I left everything just auto, so you saw it lighten up. That's the Spark doing that, not me. And then just kind of want to go over and see how this flies. So I'm flying it out a little bit now, just through the yard, and I'm going to do a return to home. I haven't configured anything, left all those defaults, so it looks like it will turn itself back to home point. So this is where it's pointing to where it took off. It goes up to predestined, I don't know, it's 90 feet or so, and so it'll go straight up in the air. Make sure you have that high enough so whatever your trees or obstacles, hopefully no buildings, so you're not flying around buildings, but that it can clear those, so when it comes back over, it's not running into those. It's got the smart sensor, so it shouldn't do that, but just things to keep in mind for other crafts as well, just best practice. And then it rotates back, I believe, to where the heading was when it took off. And now it's going to descend and take a bunch of pictures as it goes down. It gets so far, and then actually on the screen it tells you something to the effect that it's readjusting, using precision landing to readjust and find its spot, which I found very accurate. Right here, it's brick for my first takeoff, and so it wasn't the best. I'll show you here in a second. I took off from my son's arrow target, archery target. I just laid that out since it was a bullseye, took it out to the yard, lifted up, and then later came back down, and really impressed within inches of where it took off. So very impressed. Magnificent little craft. I am surprised. It's one of those things where you can get phone size comparisons, and I should have laid my phone down, but you don't really feel how small it is until you have it in your hands and you open it and you see it in person. Then it's like, that's really small. It would have been cool had they shrunk or made the arm folding. That and the range, battery life is a little thing. That's why I have 4 batteries. But otherwise, very happy with it. Very cool piece of tech. Would have done the Hubsan Xeno. I know it's not as stable. It doesn't have any sensors, and people are rocking on it. Oh, it's not a Mavic clone. It's the same price, just it's cheaper than a Spark. So compare it to a Spark. You can compare it to a Spark because that's the price point that it's going at. It's got features like a Mavic as far as like 3-axis gimbal and the flight time, but you have to compare more of the price range that it's in and what the competitor is, and that is a Spark. It's not as stable as far as wind or anything like that. You know, it drifts. It doesn't have. It's not rock solid like you would expect from a DJI and that we expect from them now. But it didn't have the range, and that's mostly why I didn't go for it. I want to be able to go a little further out than the range that the Xeno can do. Be able to go out, throw around the pond, or rather, if I go out and do anything real estate, I want to be able to go around and do those from a distance and not be right there with it. So the 3-axis symbol on the Xeno is pretty good. The picture's not as great, but you don't notice that it's as wobbly as it is. You'll see it drift with the yaw, that moves, but you won't notice the rockiness of it just because of the 3-axis gimbal. And for the price point, very good value. If I didn't need the range, I probably would have gone that, because then I'm not locked down into DJI's control as far. They're kind of like the Apple of the drones, and they really want, if there's an update, they want to try to force you to do that update, or they want to put their NFC zones, no-fly zones on you. Where I kind of, like Android, I want to be able to choose and know to do what I want to do. So just keep that in mind when buying too. But the Spark is a perfectly great craft, and for the value, refurb especially, I wouldn't pay full price for this. Just a little too high for my money. At that point, I'd probably be looking at a refurb Mavic Air. But when I'm getting up to that price, I'm looking at a Altal Evo, just because they offer the freedom of flight that I want at that price point. So if you like this, go ahead and give a thumbs up. Otherwise, if it was terrible, give that thumbs down so I know not to do things like this again. I don't know how much content will be coming, but I will have more Spark videos coming for flights that I'm doing with that and more impressions. Kind of go over the lake and stuff here.